Vita tries to get himself back to ground. So many squads now looking for a safety pocket of land, but with 12 teams in the mix, 32 players up, and such little land mass, everybody being forced into fights that they really would rather not take. Blastertees just about gets himself into some semblance of cover, and Shifty and Orman will try and get their boots to ground to support the rotation out, but it's all hard work from here.
Mansion, a great POI until you got to move out of it. Everybody just putting their sights over towards this area. You see, just as you kind of hop up on a wall, you're getting laser beamed. So for the time being, Twisted Minds, they know they have to clear out this bottom side. Shifty, it's a great easy kill onto Vortex. Use some of those nades, follow it on up, and with those kills and a couple more coming in on the back, it looks like that might be Novo making another early exit. Still, two teams need to drop to get into that 1.2 multiplier. But Twisted Minds, they still have to continue to fight their way out of Mansion. On the other side of the map, you can see Gen G, they have to continue moving, but they got PBJ in their way. Believe it's a shoulder throw on the stairs. So you break, but from behind, look who's starting to get active. It's Geeke. They want a piece of this fight. Jay Bella slides on down. He's going to find the end of the gun from Aiden. Can you get this res in time? Can you protect it? Aiden, he's looking on over. It's coming on through. You know that Field Medic is coming in clutch right now, getting that faster revive. Gen G get their feet back underneath them though. However, Geeke, they're continuing to find these pockets of timing. Plays, jumps on in. You're going to be able to find the end of the gun because Vitality, they're looking to hold this entire fight.
Yeah, Vitality are just holding everybody. The problem that they now face is H1 are rotating over from Barnes. I could unearth you at the chapel and how the dominoes shall fall. That's going to give Gen G the moment, the window to escape out. They shall shift. Almond is somehow still alive. He's though deep gas, and he's just going to try and keep himself up with the stims. Nerfed, of course, so he's got to get moving. Grime is going to go high. Just about stays up, and that should be the death sentence for Ormond.
Yeah, he does this great job. You can see Blast was still alive. He's also out in the gas too, so Grimy, he's going to have an idea that maybe there's an additional Twisted Minds player out here, and he's in a solid little spot, can just continue play that top gazebo. Stim will come on in. It's just enough to make sure that you don't get taken out by the gas, but for Twisted Minds, you find a little bit of success here, but it just feels like every time we tune on in, they are always on the back foot. And T1, we take a look at Train. Well, they're feeling good because Disrupt's on 9.
Yeah, there's about 5 or 6 bodies out in these waters, and T1 do want all of these kills. This is great for them. At some point, though, they have to turn their attention to holding Train out and stopping all the teams rotating for them. So it's now about pivoting. It's about decision-making on what is most important and prioritizing those gunfights. But Disrupt, he's banging away. He's on double digits, and we're only inside the top 10, so many more points and kills yet on the board.
Dude, they just got to keep their head on a swivel, and it is a feeding fish frenzy for them. Fede, he'll get dropped at the hands of Stukex on that other side, and Disrupt's got an idea that that's what's going on here. 4,000 damage for the young man, and there's still 9 teams in this lobby. Clear out one side, focus on the other. VP pushing in from this pond area. They want to make sure that they do not get taken out from an angle that they are not expecting of. Just kind of hold the line for the time being.
Well, they've held this northern side of the circle for a long time. They initially stopped players rotating out of Mansion freely, and that's given them a pocket of space. Now back to your feet, just up as a 3. Destroy has 5. Adrian on nothing. Not a surprise, really, as he's the anchor. It's all about Grimey's involvement thus far, but if you're pushing double digits at this point and you're looking towards that 1.4, not a bad place to be. H1, they'll be finished off. Net odds, CT, doing far better in the early stage than we would have expected, but Adrian probably going to cut that to an end here. Circle's going to pull everybody further down towards Train. There's a little bit of water to play with. And again, just further south of here, T1, that's your big threat if you are this VP side.
I mean, Echo, he calls in a PA, looks like on the other side. He's found 2 members of Vitality as well. And just already, VP, they're just going to look to kind of hold this. Not really much going on there, but I'd love to take a look at T1 because they have so many squads ahead of them that are trying to rotate into zone. Gen G being one of them, Geeke being another, and you still have 1 member of Vitality on the edge.
Yeah, and Disrupt is just picking everything apart. Geeke's finished. Right now, for VP, they're just trying to figure out what their most important threat is. They're aware that VP are a full team on the other side. That drop now should push Bam and Echo over towards the buy station, where there is 1 remaining player for Vitality. They got to get there quickly because gas is currently falling over it. And what you don't want to do is hand all the space over to VP, who are here and are laying claim to all the land that Lennon and Gabe Kuhn possess.
The patience from VP to just hold this low ground is so critical. You can see already, because they were just sticking down here, they already see that you have Gen G moving moving on over. But look at this. While all of this fighting is happening, Skullface, he's the last player of Vitality alive, and he's actually going to get the zone pull. If he has the cash, he might be able to tuck himself in a corner, hit that buy station, get the teammates back on in. But it's a quick wrap from Virtus Pro. Hold the high ground. Take down the rest of these teams. It's a 1.4 multiplier for everybody. You got to grab that 1.6, and Lennon, he's actually going to find the down on Spam.
Yes, Spam does have himself. Shook himself back to Spam.
Oh my God!
Goes huge in the back line. Finds a window, slips out through the lower panels, and gets himself the kills. 1v1, v3, VP, hold it all in their hands.
Skullface. He's named Logan for a reason. The claws are out. Call him the Wolverine. A nice little two-piece. Huge points on the board for them. But like you said, it might have been a heroic play, but it's Spam Gola. It's Skullface, the two lone soldiers. If they can somehow manage to work together to cut down these players of VP, this would be huge. The problem here, Enigma, VP is in such a good spot. But Adrian, he gets a little bit active. He flies forward. However, he will find Skullface. That is wiped. Final two teams here. It's a 3v1. You just got to find Spam. Spam's going to be able to find Adrian. 2v1. Shots coming on through. It's destroyed from that backside. It's a barrel stuff with the CBRS. You drop them. Virtus Pro, they'll take game number 2, and you can see the look on Destroy. He's happy. He's a little expectant on that one.
Yeah, we talked so much about this Virtus Pro team in the build-up to this tournament. Fantastic stage 1, lit up the scene in Birmingham, struggled massively through stage 2, and a very public falling out between them. But they come here to Paris having made up. They're a unit again, understanding the roles that they're going to play in, and their game plan there was perfection. Typically a server landing side, they alternate over to a pawn drop when the circle goes that way, and they get aggressive towards Mansion. That man on your screen right there holds the players out, ensures that there's no pressure on them. They can just loot up pawns, set themselves up for the late stages, and it's slow and systematic moving with the gas from there. And once they took high ground, you never felt like they were going to let that one go.
It's kind of that classic, that's what you love to see. You know, you're holding this low ground, but watch this. I mean, we got to talk about this again. Skull just lining up Lennon and Gabe, and he tries to put down this DC. We see him do this time and time again, but it's just, you know, Skullface is a great player. It's unfortunate you can't find the last two members of Virtus Pro there, but just some fantastic movement. They realize what they need to do. It's all about just not scamming in that moment.
Basically.
And you know, the D is he's in the comms. He's saying, probably yelling exactly that. Don't scam, play as a team. Let's push this player together.
Well, this is somewhere where they've improved so much, because if anyone who's been watching throughout this season remembers back towards stage 1, even before stage 1, when we're in the essential preseason, there was a lot of talks about how some of their players would scam, fly forward and get involved in fights that they just didn't need to do, but that shows the maturity and how this team looks so much better here in Paris.
Looking very, very good. That's our last map of Haven's Hollow that we have, ladies and gentlemen. So we got to get ready to head on into map number 3. Players getting in the lobby. We're going to be right back here in a little bit.
This ain't no regular thing. Came for the ring, you know what I mean. You see my name in the lights. Better get right, I'm champion.
Everyone is playing, you're not yet. EWC Play is your all-in-one platform to compete in fantasy, pick'em, and quests for a grand total of $300,000 in prize pool. Build your dream fantasy team in 5 different games and track your score with live results tables. Predict the winner of every game, every group stage, and every tournament. Complete daily and weekly challenges to earn boosters that help you climb the global leaderboard. Got what it takes? Join EWC Play now.
What's up, everybody? I got one of the sickest players and one of the most twisted minds in the game, Shifty, with me. I mean, my guy, you've been in Paris for a while. Do you feel like you're acclimated to the environment? You ready to get on this main stage? You feeling like a local yet?
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't even look at the Eiffel Tower when I walk by it anymore. But yeah, we've been in for a while. We had a really good boot camp. I think those are very essential to big lands like this. So yeah, we've been in for a while. We feel good. Time zone's no issue for us. We're just ready to play.
I mean, you guys look ready to play, okay? I walked over there to you on the main stage. You and the whole squad up here singing 8 Mile, okay? Getting locked in. So that must mean the vibes are high.
Yeah, nah, I mean, I think our team is just full of vibes. I think that's why we love LAN, like compared to like the online. We're all really good friends. So, you know, we've had a great time this week and a half that we've been here just vibing. And yeah, we're just running through the 8 Mile, you know, the little rap battle with each other, just messing around. But yeah, we're all good friends. We're having a good time.
Hey, y'all having a good time, but as we know, this is a serious weekend, okay? It's big money on the table. It's a lot of pride out there. It's a lot of just earning respect from the community. I mean, what do you plan on bringing to the table, to the squad, to the lobby, for the Twisted Mind fans out there in your gameplay?
I'm just trying to bring experience. You know, I mean, I've played this game for about 6 years now, so I'm vetty. You know what I mean? That's what they call me. You know, I've been in these situations a lot. I right now hold the most world championship wins. So I've been here, I've done it. I know Alman has won one. Rasim's looking for his first. So just kind of bringing that, you know, that calmness to the team and just that readiness of like, yo, we've done the prep. We know we should be here. Who cares about last month? You know, we had a little iffy period of time, but like we're here, we're ready, and just be locked in the moment and just play our game.
Hey man, you are absolutely locked. I can see the aura around you right now. You are cool, calm, and collected. Hell, you got me even more cool, calm, and collected right now. Best of luck to you, brother.
Thank you.
And of course, match 2 was nothing but absolute chaos, where we had Virtus Pro holding that northern side of Mansion, and they were playing the long game. They managed to get a couple of kills in the chaos that was unfolding in Mansion, but look, they played it good. They played it till the end, and Virtus Pro did take it out. But look, let's have a look at like Vitality. Obviously, they came out kicking and swinging as well, Shift, and this is something that they needed to do, especially coming out of match 1.
Yeah, I think, you know, what we're going to see, and for those that have been following 3WC in the years prior, we often get wherever you spawn in at, the final circle ends on you, you're probably going to be fine to finish in the top 5. The biggest key has been who's able to rotate better, who's able to find those kills as the zone starts to force you away from your drop location. So you get a couple of teams that are blessed, but I think most importantly, our teams that just finished 1 and 2, both just missed out on the top 5. So again, just kind of reiterating that point that if you get a drop spot that it ends on you, you better be finishing high.
And didn't I hear you in the pre-show say something about Ravens might not make that contest? And I look, against Twisted Minds, I don't know, in match number 2, Heretics actually joined the party there. And I mean, Ravens were able to hold off 2 of these big teams.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a big shout, I think, to Heretics as well, to not be afraid to jump into the mix against some of our top dogs that are out there. And look, Lacey, you may not know me all that well. I'm all about finding spicy takes. So if it is one of those situations I did look like an idiot, it's going to be like my airball from earlier today. But for Ravens, it is one of those things that, yes, their kill participation is high. You get a first round win that's huge towards being able to kind of quell some of the questions surrounding can they close a map. Now it's going to be down to how do they handle things like rotation, because that's going to be the big key, especially as we change what map we have.
And I'm going to be here to always call you out on your hot takes.
Thank you. I'm going to need that.
I will always hold you accountable. Now, who are we going to hold accountable? Of course, we're going to get into match number 3. Enigma, Dandro, let's take it away.
Hey, thank you so much, Lace and Shift. They were right. We are getting ready to head to a new map, my friend.
We are.
Bidding adieu to Haven's Hollow, just here in Group A, as we get ready to move on to everybody's favorite Resurgence map. I say that tongue-in-cheekly. Rebirth Island. We've been here before. We've been here for years. We know what to expect on this map. But for maybe the uninitiated at home, how do you expect maybe this first map here on Rebirth Island to play out?
Well, I think there's 2 stories in terms of the leaderboard. Ravens are one of our best Rebirth teams, and they have been for some time. They are sitting right towards the top, so expect that gap to potentially grow as we go on through these next 2 maps. For a team towards the bottom end of proceedings right now, Eclectic, disappointing in our first 2 maps. They're really good here, the 3rd best team that we have in the entire 32 at the tournament when it comes to Rebirth Island, so this is where they have to get their afternoon going. But in terms of drops, the contest, look to the control center. FaZe Clan, Gold Clamp has been holding that thing down for years. That guy don't leave those bricks and mortar. But VP and Novo, they'll contest over the boat nearby and then try and lay siege to control center. So 3 teams jostling over there. Off towards the northeastern side, T1 expected to be contested by Stallions in Bio, and it's between them, Gen G, and Heretics to try and claim that corner, then move on down the map.
Hey, a lot of battling is going to happen here on Rebirth Island, but a team that obviously they feel pretty good here on Rebirth, Twisted Minds. Okay, they looked pretty solid there through those first 2 games. Currently sitting in 7th overall from Haven's Hollow. Kind of maybe getting the shakes out a little bit. Game number 2 didn't go maybe exactly how they wanted to, but a chance here on Rebirth Island Island to reset the mental, reset the opportunity, get those points on the board. So let's get ready. Let's hop on in here to, ladies and gentlemen, to map number 3 on Rebirth Island. We get a nice little bit of a look at what's happening here as VP going to play down towards that boat side, as Grimy starting to lurk his way up in this contest here. But guess what? You're not the only player here. You've been able, you fire, you find Dizzy, but look at that Novo. They also are going to actually control that main center building.
Yeah, Grimy basically sent in there as a bit of a Trojan horse. He won't find a route through. Destroyed Agent, just set themselves up over at the boat. But that zone, by the way, pulling off towards the northwestern side. So all the teams I just talked about, your T1s, your Gen Gs, them fighting over your chemicals and bioweapons, very important for the later stage of this map. Stronghold, you got to fight here. Vitality have changed things up. Usually land living. They've decided they want a piece of PBJ, and Smitty's getting active.
I like this. We've seen them, like you said, playing out of living. They move away from that control center fight. So to see them make this realization of just given where the zone is going, we need to clear out PBJ. It's 2 members of Vitality who are going to maybe trying to start to float down here, get a little bit mixy, see if you can wipe them early, clear out your backside. You will get sniffed out though on this turbine area. This is going to be a hotbed of activity as well. Welcome back to the island, ladies and gentlemen, because water pistols are out. They are singing, and there's none other than CT Gaming who love to make that happen. Obs trying to throw some shoulders, and well, the timing does not go your way.
Certainly doesn't. By the way, an important fight that went on off screen. Novo have completely taken control center very early here, shifted FaZe Clan the hell out, and that now gives them control over the buy stations. Everything that Virtus.pro were fighting for the boat doesn't really matter anymore. They have to push forward. Look on over towards the Ravens. They'll land HQ. King Chalk's on the roof of prison, and he's looking to just keep an eye on Twisted Minds, who like to land factory and start to squeeze up on them.
Yeah, Blast, he's already started making his way over to Grandma's. So your 2 members, Shifty, Almond, down there at that factory side. And King Chalk, he sees these smokes go out. He's somebody's got to be around here somewhere. Maybe just waiting for somebody to scam a little bit, but Vitality's starting to move on up here as well. Looking to find a bit of a timing. Blast, he's caught flat-footed. He's Neeson, they'll line on up, and they've been able to take him down. And look at this, immediately the eyes go down towards that factory side, and it looks like the loadout is gonna try and get acquired here, but are you ready for exactly this? Shifty just plays the stairs, pops on up, finds Heeds, and you're gonna deny that loadout just for a quick little moment.
Yeah, gotta be careful here, by the way. Classic are taking a look over at this. Keybase fancied a little bit. Zang's on the rooftop. Never mind, they've overstrayed. They'll be sent packing for now. Both Almond and Stukex actually shoot Keybase, so we'll see it in a little bit. But let's take a look at this H1 team then. They've moved from their harbor landing into Chem. Not only that, they completely lay waste to Gen G, who had given Chem for free, a really important part of the map for what will come for later circles. So all of a sudden, H1 go from a really dubious landing spot we've talked about somewhere no one should be all year to into one of the best spots potentially for map 2. And a great initial from Kudley on Lennon to continue to lock down that space.
Yeah, you can see you got a member of Gen G just flying in from the sky. I think maybe the idea there was Lennon can at least find one and to get the other player to fly on in and maybe help out, but just not going to be the case. Still down here towards the stronghold side already. Adrian, VP, they're getting into the mix now. Continuing just to weave yourself in around this boat, because you can see already it's been some of this first squad team that's looking to get active. Adrian does not let you swim away that easily. They'll drop you in the water, clean up the kill. Virtus.pro, you're still in zone. They got control of this boat. They don't need to really move right now.
No, they're fine for now, but this next circle will likely tell them they've got to shift it up the coast a bit, and it certainly does. So Adrian taking damage, concerning signs, and he and Stroy will have to navigate a path up this rocky mass that exists in front of them. Turbine, CT Gaming, T1. The battle goes on. T1, Disrupt will drop to Killer. The thing is as well, Disrupt's basically got a free life. You've gained so much space. Echo and Spam have basically the entire northwestern corner to themselves. So Disrupt is just, okay, don't worry about it. I'll go off, find a couple of kills. If I get dropped, I'll come back in for my loadout where my boys currently sit. A great plan from them so far. Can they continue to execute?
Hey, I know we're not in Haven's Hollow anymore, but it looks like the Ravens and Twisted Minds continuing to battle it out here at the factory side. Blast, he's going to be able to find one. Slides on out on a Neeson, but Neeson will put you on down. And it looks like just no opportunity for any of the other Twisted Minds players to play a bit of a trade. You see one flying in from above. Shifty's playing down below, so for Ravens, they're going to control this rooftop as much as they can, and actually back on over towards headquarters where Almond has landed to fight Heat. It's a little bit of an anchor on anchor action here. A huge fight for either of these rosters.
Yeah, Almond does incredibly well to stay alive in the moment, because if you are the Ravens, you really want to press Shifty in numbers. However, because Allman's gone and harassed Heeds, you have to drop back and clear out, protect your anchor, and this is why King Chalk now is moving over as well. Allman's just staying alive, just being a thorn in the side. Let the timer tick through, let my boys back in. One of those things doesn't exist on a scoreboard, but it's great leadership in a very important moment.
Semtex goes up. Unfortunately, Allman, he's not there. He has an inkling. Somebody's got to go up for that ladder. He does great to find one. Just the timing not going your way just enough. Heeds will slide on out, clears out Allman. So you'll settle the time here, but those shots are already starting to attract some of the members of PBJ. You can see they're starting to look on over, and they're going to try and hold the line here.
FaZe Clan just trying to find which way they should take the fight. Novel got Blade up, he's hidden inside. Marty just trying to get aggressive, runs into far too much traffic. Blade recognizes the moment of third party. Dizzy now understands that the Italian's beneath him. He's by his lonesome. And it will, of course, be VP just taking a sniff at this. Can we third party? Do we need to spend a lot of time here? But he could get some clean exit kills, shut these boys off astray. And Dizzy, he decides to not waste any time with the timer and immediately buys his boy back in.
Yeah, I like that play. You know, you could wait. You could try and just get the timers on down. You can even wait for this fire sale that's about to come in here in just a quick moment. But nope, says I want to go ahead. I want to try and spend the cash. But I don't know. That might have been all for naught because both of your teammates are dead. Clamp is last alive. He's just trying to stay alive on white health only in the water in a very peculiar situation. We lose two different teams. FaZe that we just watched being one of them here. And already still 14 squads in the lobby.
Yeah, the other one of those teams is Vitality. They actually go out first, so not too much to worry about. They're sitting second overall on the leaderboard. Top 5 at the end of 12 will mean you move straight through to finals. As long as you avoid the bottom 3, you do see the survival stage. So not too much to be concerned about, but yeah, it could be better here on Rebirth Island. Nova looking hot. They've moved their way out of the control center, won it early, and now squeezing with the gas. Fede's on 7. Take a look at Gen G. As Lennon has managed to clean up what was left of the Koodley roster, the H1 roster. And now just trying to buy time. Find a little pocket. Boys, can you get in? Can you get some loot? And can we build our way into this map?
This is a great way to do it. Already was looking a little worse for wear earlier. But like you mentioned, I'm glad they were able to get their feet underneath them, continuing to hold this area of the map after maybe losing it earlier. But Nova, after clearing out Control Center, they know there's going to be some players down here in this water underneath Turbine. Can they work together? Unfortunately for you, you got Athletic pushing from behind. You'll lose Vortex, so you have to clean up these kills fast, put yourself in great position to hold the line. Two members of Athletic starting to make their way forward. Freddy, Keybase, it's a full fly on in. You take a lot of damage, though. And how do you decide to open up this fight as there are now about 4 different teams just in this one little small patch of land?
Yeah, the PA forces them all indoors as well, which allows then Keybase to get to the rooftops and claim so you can move on down through the layers. Blade's going to lose the fight underneath to Orbs. Zeppa also finds access. That's amongst the madness. So Fede, he senses it. There's red dots. I'm going to go chasing them. There's nothing better for this boy to be doing right now with the form he's in. Swings. Keybase just about stays up. Italian on Italian action. They'll call it a draw for now, but Vortex is cracked. Needs to find his way out. The Molotovs are doing the damage, but no! Vortex, Freddy, Blade, the organ active, and they cut down the players in front of them to lay claim to Turbine.
Novo finds such a good timing there. It's just a slingshot movement between the two players to take down those members of Athletic, but the action doesn't stop yet. You may have control of this top side, but you got a couple of fish underneath you that are just trying to stay alive. You can see Zeppa, he's swimming around, so is Teeny. And already, can you manage to stay alive? We know that this is a strat that we see year over year here in the Esports World Cup, and Zeppa, hey, we knew some players were going to do this. He's got a loadout Coda in a hand just for these moments in the water.
Yeah, he is going nuclear for this side. Teeny on 3, so this squad on at least 15, could be pushing 20. Rebirth Island offers so many more kills than the other maps. The top teams are struggling here. Virtus Pro drop out early as well. They're one of our top sides after Haven's Hollow. And this is how the rotation has evolved things here in Call of Duty Warzone for the Resurgence series. And everyone feeling a little bit of that on land. But Gen G, they've re-established themselves here at Chemical.